You've got to hold and give and do it at the right time, and the right time is now to stop playing FPL.
Literally, it's been terrible.
It's been an awful couple of weeks. I currently find myself bottom of just about every single league I'm involved in, apart from the Hold and Give League, where I currently find myself, Kayla North. 313th, where are you?
271. But it shows how tight it is, though, because our points this week I don't think were that different at all. So,
well, I got 32 this week. What did you get?
A strong 35.
For my 32 points, you'll have a look at it right there. Leno, I thought, was a wise choice to put in playing away at Fulham compared to Onana at Spurs, who conceded more. Leno did, but they both got the same points. It wasn't really much of a difference anyway. Estepinian was the big change I was going to make last week. I had it all mapped out, didn't I? Zinchenko out for 5 million, Estepinian in for 5 million. I came to make the transfer on Friday evening, but what had happened? Estepinian's value had gone up. So what did I have to do? Make 2 changes and take a 4-point hit on what already was a piss-poor start of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I did question it. I was like, you sure you want to take the hit this early on? And you were like, yeah,
it's better to do it now when it means nothing, whereas
True.
at the end of the season I'll be fighting for titles and then it might mean something more.
That is very true.
So just to replace, I had to do 2 transfers to get Estepinian in there. I replaced Tyrone Mings with Baldock, who's never going to be in my starting 11, but I think he'll play most weeks for Sheffield United, so I thought it was wise to get him in there, but now he's injured, so I'm going to have to replace him now, and then to get Estepinian in there, we took Zinchenko out, and we took the points hit. Why did they increase the points so late, the price so late in the week?
Yeah,
I'm sure I looked on like Wednesday. What day did we do it last week? Thursday?
I think so.
It must have been between Thursday and Friday, because I sat here and did it on camera, didn't I?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
That's ridiculous.
What did you do?
So I kept Onana in goal and was just hopeful that maybe, maybe would see, but a very, not even average, a very low 2 points there. But in my defence, I kept Trippier and Botman on because I thought the Man City game, I did think it could have been a draw going into it. I did think that was a strong possibility, but either way, 2 points apiece for them there, so nothing to shout about. And then Tomiyasu we had on.
Now, this is a disgrace. Have you seen the red card? Because it's an absolute disgrace.
I have, yeah.
It's for time wasting, even though he holds onto the ball about half the amount of time that Havertz holds onto the ball just before him. And then the second yellow card just isn't even a card in any form of football.
Exactly.
Never mind Premier League.
So there we are with a 3 points there. So nothing to shout about. What's that? A strong 4, 6, 0, like 9?
Good maths.
Good maths, I know. But yeah, so that was my starting.
Yeah, into my midfield then we go. It's just a barren wasteland of nothing. Diaby, who I thought was, he was on my bench for the first week where he got a lot of points against Newcastle, comes into the team, they beat Everton 4-0 at home. He gets taken off just after an hour and scores 3 points. Eze at home to Arsenal, wasn't expecting too much, maybe a goal, maybe an assist, who knows. He got 2. Saka, in that same game, he got 3. And Bruno Fernandes, who I was lied to by everybody before the start of the season. Apparently he takes every set piece, he does this, he takes penalties, he does that. He's the heartbeat of the team. So far he's been nothing.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely nothing. So he's my vice captain by default just because apparently he does do everything. But again, he's done nothing. What about your midfield?
I had one standout star on my team this week, and that is the only reason that I have any points at all, and that would be Matoma, who has had a strong start to the season. 5 points first game, 12 points this game last gone. So he was the only thing that was going good in my midfield. I had Eze with the same as you, was thinking he'll bring something, whether it be a goal, an assist, but 2 points there. Rodri is who I bought in last week, swapped out De Bruyne. Again, I said last week, I didn't think by any means that Man City were going to have an easy game against Newcastle, but I thought with him in midfield, there's the potential there to get like a good few points. But 3. And then Saka I had as well. And again, I was debating between captain and Haaland or Saka. Neither of those were, done anything, but 3 points there. So the only thing I've got going in my midfield this week on was Matoma, who he's been very good.
He has been very good. It was a very, very good goal as well. On to the forwards you go now. Nicholas Jackson is at the last chance saloon with me. He's got Luton at home this week. So if he doesn't score against them, I think it could be curtains for him. As it could be with Evan Ferguson. He's not starting, or he didn't start in the second game, I should say. Obviously got his goal on game week 1. But I'm going to make 2 transfers over the next 2 weeks. That will see Evan Ferguson replaced by a striker of more monetary value. It's all mapped out. Then obviously Haaland's me captain, as he is for most of everybody who plays FPL, but he couldn't really kick the ball, could he? He kept scuffing all his shots apart from one, I think, which Nick Pope saved with his feet. But yeah, it just was a crap weekend as well for my forwards. It's been a fantastic time. It's just horrible. It was bound to happen, though. The one season I start making videos about FPL, that's when it'll go wrong.
Because the last few seasons, there was one season we did together where we had separate teams and we both did...
We did all right.
I'd say I started off really strong and then you sort of took over as the season went on. But when we went in as a joint effort last year, we actually did surprisingly...
We were top of the league after the first game, and then it was all roses from there.
It was nothing like this, because I had the same. I captained Haaland, and that was useless, so fantastic. And then I had Ferguson and Wilson, so a solid 6 points overall there. For me bench, Mings was he's resting on there, bless him, because I thought rather than swapping him out for another defender, I thought I'd rather focus on my midfield attack, and for now, so that's why he's living there. McAllister, thankfully, was on the bench. Otherwise, that would have been even more drama to add to this situation I've already got. But he didn't, bless him. He did not deserve, did he?
No.
What happened? But here we are. And Zinchenko was there as well with a measly 1 point. So nothing happening on the bench, as you can see. Literally, that 12 points from Matoma was all I had going for me. So transfers, where is it? There we go. So I decided to swap out McAllister because he had that situation this gone week, and then the first week he didn't bring anything to my team either. And I've bought in...
They have appealed that red card, by the way, so it might get overturned.
That is true. But even still, I've decided to bring in Solly March because I don't think... Brighton are just, storming at the moment, they're top...
Who are they playing next?
They are playing West Ham. So, yeah, it's not
It's a funny old game.
It's a funny old game. It's probably not maybe going to be as easy as the two they've had with Luton and Wolves. But 9 points in the first game, 15th in the second. I just think it would be silly not to bring him in. So I thought we'll do that. We'll bring him in, get rid of McAllister for now. And yeah, so that's the transfer I made.
My transfers, Trent is gone. I'm not convinced by Liverpool defensively at all. I know he obviously moves into midfield. He's got the potential for assists and goals and whatnot, but I'm just not seeing it in the first 2 games of the season, and he costs a hell of a lot of money. So replacing him, I'm going with someone who I think has come off around about the hour mark in both of his games so far. I think he's fully fit as we're sat here on Tuesday evening. I'm going for Chilwell again because Chelsea have Luton at home, and surely how attacking Ben Chilwell is, he'll get a fair few points, hopefully assisting Jackson up front for a fair few goals. So that's the first of me 2 transfers over the next 2 weeks, because now, thanks to Trent going away, I've got 2.6 million in my bank, and Ferguson can obviously go up. He's 6 million at the minute. That means I can get a striker of around about 8 to 8.5 million. So I'll see what that is this time next week. What have you said? Yeah, you said yours, haven't you?
Yeah, but I was saying about what you were just then. I've got 4.2 million sitting in the bank just because De Bruyne's expensive, who I, swapped out for Rodri. And then obviously taking out McAllister and bringing in March, it's left me with 4.2 million. So I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I'm going to see how the week goes, but that's a problem for another week. But as for who I'm starting...
I'm making this transfer now so I can actually afford it without making 2 transfers. I've learned from my mistakes.
Yeah, that's... You've learned. So as for who I'm actually going to have on my team, see, I'm struggling again with the captain situation because last week it was Haaland or Saka, and I keep thinking I'm so frustrated with the Haaland thing.
He's got Sheffield United.
I know he has, so I'm thinking I'd be stupid not to do it, but we'll see. So I've kept Onana in goal. This is probably going to be... I very rarely change my goalkeepers about much in the season, so we'll see. I've got the same Trippier, Botman and Zinchenko. I don't really want Zinchenko there, I can't lie.
He was back I didn't realise he'd been injured all pre-season, and his coming back to the bench on Monday night was the first time he'd been involved this season.
That is true, but then that makes me think, is he going to come in strong? Is it going to take him a while to get going? I don't know, but my other options are Mings and Tomiyasu, so I've got no options. But I'm playing a different formation this week. I've gone for 3-5-2. So I've gone for more points in the midfield, hopefully. So I've got Matoma, Eze, Rodri, Saka, and then the inclusion of March now. And then I've captained Haaland and I've got Ferguson. So I feel like my team's I have 3 Brighton players, 3 Newcastle players. I feel like my team's very it's not very varied, but yeah, I think it would be silly to take any of the Brighton players out at the moment with the way they're playing. And I thought I'll take Wilson off for now because against Liverpool, I really don't know how that's going to go for them. I feel like Liverpool and Newcastle, it's a bit of a...
I don't think you'll start anyway, Callum Wilson. He likes Isak through the middle at the start. Does Eddie Howe these days?
That's true. So, again, I wasn't left with too many options really with an injury and Tomiyasu on my bench as well. So that's what I'm going with.
Onana's back in for me in goal because they've got Nottingham Forest at home, and surely they can keep a clean sheet at Old Trafford against Nottingham Forest. Obviously, Chilwell comes in, Luton at home. Trippier stays in the team for me because Liverpool at home maybe a set piece could be to Newcastle's advantage there with him taking them. Hopefully Sandro Tonali stays away for the sake of my team. Estepinian's the other defender. West Ham at home. It could go one or two ways there. We don't know what West Ham could turn up for the game there. Burnley away for Diaby. Can see him getting points there. Brentford away for Eze is a tough game, but the other option on the bench is Kluivert, who hasn't started so far, so that's a no-brainer because of that sort of context. Then we have Saka again, who has Fulham at home, should get points there. Bruno Fernandes, hopefully he'll get some points as well. And then we've been through the strikers there. Jackson's got Luton at home, so if it's not getting points there, he's maybe for the chop in a couple of weeks' time, I don't know. But obviously Ferguson, I think, just because he's not starting, he seems to fancy João Pedro and other people ahead of Ferguson. Does Zerbi, that's his name, isn't it, with his little soul patch?
Yes. I was thinking just then, though, that you're going to, I think you're going to take a lot more points from this coming week than I am. Just
I should bloody hope so, Michaela.
Well, I was just thinking about some of who you've got on your team there have got, easier games, maybe.
You've made a mess of it now. They're all going to get no points just because you've said that.
Well, yeah, I've probably jinxed it now, but I was looking, I've got, Newcastle, I've got Liverpool, Brighton, I've got West Ham. I was like, and then looking at yours where you've got, Chilwell and the likes of those, who I think,
Confirmed.
I've confirmed.
It's locked in, so I can actually make the transfers I speak about on the video this week. Let me know, or let us know, I should say. There's two of us sat here at the table, isn't there? Let us know your week last week went in the comment section down below. Let us know what transfers you're making down in the comment section as well. Let us know where you are in the Hold and Give Fantasy League. If you're not in that league already, the link to join the league will be in the description down below. That's it, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I don't like you.
Yeah, don't. I was going to bring up one more thing. I was going to say, is there anyone you've got your eye on that you're hoping maybe in the next couple weeks to maybe bring in? Because I had that last week where I really wanted to bring in Salah, but I just could not afford it. So I'm going to see, because he's had a bit, you know what I mean? I thought about it, so I think now I've got that money in the bank, it might be something I might consider, but...
To be honest with you, I don't know. One person that did have my eye on last week and forgot to do it was Solly March, because we had him in our joint effort last season for just about the entirety of the second half of the season. That I never once gave him a single thought in this season's pre-season, and he's obviously still banging them in. But just the way the cookies crumbled, I think sacrificing Trent and his massive transfer fee for Chilwell and investing that money elsewhere, whatever it'll be next week, I'll see what it is next week. The answers I don't know.
You don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. We have no idea what's going to happen. So, good luck.
Bon chance, as the French might say. I've been Ross. Give us a subscribe, by the way, all that sort of YouTubey bollocks. She's been Michaela, and we'll see you next Tuesday for some more FPL showdowns.
Bye.
No, it's not friendly. It's a rivalry.
It's a rivalry.
I hate you.
Do you?
Aye.